YouTube, what is up? James, MTG Biggie here, and about a week or so ago, I put up a deck tech for a Pauper deck, Blue-Green Madness, and I thought I would maybe jump into a league with said deck. The version of the deck that I have on Magic Online differs slightly, and that's because when I bought the stuff for the deck, Hydroblast was super expensive, and at the time I was mixing up the numbers in the main deck between Ponders and Preordains. I feel Preordain's pretty bad in the deck, but I'm still going to jam some games here. I'm about to join a league on Magic Online here. So let me jump in and we'll see some gameplay. Waiting for pairing in round one. The interesting thing about Pauper is I haven't played it in a long time, so I'm sure there are meta shifts, or there have been shifts to the meta, but I'm not 100% familiar, so this is a little bit experimental for me, so you're kind of seeing in real time how this is going to go down. So I win the die roll, and I will play first. And we're just looking for some spells, a madness outlet, some lands. We're going to have to dump this hand. One green source, not good enough. Two green sources and a root wallet and a mongrel is fine. We got to hope to scry a blue source to the top. Alright, we will bottom that. Basically bottom anything that's not an island. Alright. I could just jam Root Wallet here, which I think is fine. We don't need to discard to Mongrel just yet. Being able to attack on turn 2 is fine. Let's see what our opponent is on. So hopefully we draw Island next turn, and then we could perhaps jam Mongrel and have access to Circular Logic going forward. Alright. Green, black. And another blue card, no island. That's not very good. So we'll just jam Wild Mongrel and we'll attack for one. Yeah, the cool thing about Pauper, for those of you who don't play the format much, is it feels very much like old Magic, like back in the day when I was playing in the early 2000s. Architects of Will. Alright. Cycling. But yeah, it feels a lot like back when I was playing in the early 2000s. I mean, obviously, because my deck of choice is something that was around then. But, additionally, the fact that Planeswalkers are not in the format, things like that, also go a very long way to make it feel like an older form of Magic, which is cool. It's different than anything else. So we're going to jam, get in there for 5, and then we can end step, get an island, and then we have access to all of our mana. We can start casting spells. I'm going to cycle again. Looks like they're stuck on one land. I'm not familiar with whatever deck this is. Tusker. Okay, so some sort of cycly value deck. Damn it. And I punted because I was talking to you guys. So we didn't sack the Evolving Wilds. I should have just done it on my main phase. I don't know what I was doing. Just punted that. But while our opponent's on one land, let's just take advantage of it and just get him for 5 a turn. Alright. Sorry about that. Again, I don't play a ton of Magic Online in general or on camera. So, interesting. Alright. Well, he's going to make a Gang of Mana. Okay. And cycle. Right. Cycle. Cycle. Alright, dude. So now we have mana, which is good. I wonder, do we jam Delver or do we hold up Logic? I think we're going to hold up Circular Logic because they're pretty limited on mana. So we could just jam for 5 again and put them down to 5. I'm not doing a lot. Being unfamiliar with the whatever archetype this is either hindering or helping, but alright, make a ton of mana. 8. Okay, I have a feeling that some large Eldrazi or some X spell is coming, which hopefully whatever it is he taps out for. X damage to... Okay. Sure. So likely he's going to dump the rest of his mana into blowing up my board. 2 damage to each creature, each player. I could discard to the Mongrel. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll discard Deep Analysis and grow my Mongrel. Okay, so we could just keep going. Alright, that's fine. We'll let that resolve. And then... That's fine. Not to the bone. Alright, so he's going back up to 20. Awesome. Well, that was the thing that happened. Alright, so we'll just play Delver and rebuild, I guess. Next turn, hopefully we could flip the Delver and Careful City into an Arrogant Worm. Yeah. It's interesting playing formats you don't play a lot. Alright, more cyclers. Do I have anything to do end step? Nope. Reveal a Ponder, flip a Delver. That's nice. This is jam with Delver. Let's start this 20 count over again. Alright. I guess we get Ponder and we can still hardcast Circular Logic, so that's the game plan. Yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we will shuffle. Draw Cycling Land, we'll hold that up. So on their end step, if we don't get to Logic anything, we at least get to cycle away a forest, or cycle away a thicket, rather. another Delver, not a bad draw. An island. Let's just jam. Let's put our opponent down to 14. And let's just cast a second Delver. And turn the clock back up. On our end step, our opponent is... Okay, that's fine. Cycle. Corrosion Tusker. That's fine. Step. Alright. Going to reveal Wild Mongrel? No. Alright. Go to combat. Swing for 4. Whittle our opponent away. Hopefully they don't grow an absurdly gross amount of life. Fog. Excellent. I don't think we counter Fog. We have to counter Rats, I think, if we can. So that's fine. They can Moment's Peace us. Sure. Go Mongrel, and then next turn we could put together a pretty good swing and then maybe Logic the Fog or... accordingly. Alright, let's get Arrogant Worm into play. Cycling in response is fine. Okay. Hang into life for each. Alright, I'm at 43. At a certain point, you consider maybe conceding, but our opponent hasn't pressured us in any real way, so it's hard to say whether or not... I mean, I think their game plan is just to crypt Rats out of the game, maybe? I don't know, again, being unfamiliar. Let's see. Okay, we'll circular logic this thing. And... other Delver not quite cooperating, but that's okay. Back down to 23. I think we'll careful study now. Do we want a careful study or do we want to deep analysis? I think, maybe we just deep analysis. Okay, cool. We got another circular logic. That's what I was kind of looking for. So that's fine. And I'll hold the land in my hand just if I need to discard to Mongrel to either save it or pump it. Alright, he can have a Steve. End step. I don't think he'd do anything in response to us jamming Arrogant Worm. So we'll do that. Flip it over one time. It's doing something on my upkeep. Oh, okay. Let me do the math. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This wouldn't quite have lethal, but we'd have close. I think it's a trap. I think we allow him to fog us. That's fine. So we don't even have to attack. Okay, and then you can cycle. That's fine. And sack Steve. Alright. Just stall a lot before I either flip or don't flip it over. No, we won't reveal Arrogant Worm, but that's a good draw. Main phase, we'll just play land, gain life, and I think we could just pass. Yeah, I think we let him fog and we save the logic for something more important, like another gain a bajillion life situation. Alright, cycle. Yeah, another gnaw to the bone. End step. I think we just jam another Arrogant Worm. We're getting ever closer to lethal on board, even with our opponent at 23. Alright, and we'll make Wild Mongrel black as usual. And then end step. I will not reveal an island. Jeez. One time. Alright, let's go to combat. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep. If we counter the first one, he just flashes it back. So that is fine. I think we'll hold our cards in hand. They're going to flashback Knot of the Bone again, which is fine. I think they're going to cycle a bunch first. Hopefully we get a draw step before they flashback Knot of the Bone, or we wait until our turn. And we can maybe draw another Circular Logic. Because it's going to put them up. No, they're going for it right now. Yeah, it's going to put them up to, like, infinity. Okay, 61. Which we're attacking for 4, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 a turn. So it's not unreasonable. I mean, it's unreasonable, but not that unreasonable. No, let's not reveal Evolving Wilds. We are going to go ahead and cast a Careful Study, though. Alright, we'll discard Island and Evolving Wilds. Jam for 18. That's fine. Crypt Rats. Yeah, so we have to Circular Logic this. This point it's circular for 10. It's gonna cycle in response, that's fine. Cycle, or okay, let's add a... Okay, that's slick. Alright, you know what? We're not winning this game now. Well... So he's playing a cyclic combo deck that basically gains infinite life, makes infinite mana. So, unfortunately, we're not packing Graveyard Hate. And like I said, I don't have my actual sideboard because I don't have Pyroblast because they were like infinite dollars on Magic Online before. I don't think we really board much of anything, honestly. Maybe a Reclaim, just as a value, reuse a counterspell. Echoing Truth seems pretty bad anyway. Yeah. So we'll run that. So we're pretty limited on the clock. I think I could have had that game. He did run me out of resources, so it's tough. The deck's weird, but it's kind of a display of the power of a format like Pauper. So we can Delver next turn and then bounce back our land and hopefully start jamming with Delver. And hopefully we put him on a quick enough clock where he's not going to do much. Do we do that, or do we do Wild Mongrel? I think we jam Delver. I think it's... This gives us the best chance at a very fast clock. And then we could go Mongrel, hold up Brutwalla. Alright, let's start cycling his dudes. Anybody who is familiar with Pauper more so than I am, if you know the name of the cycling deck, if you can leave that in the comments below, that'd be pretty sweet. Alright, we'll yield to Delver. Fuck, I wanna... I didn't want to reveal another Delver. Oh well. So we'll do this. that, and we'll go Mongrel and Delver. Yeah, all the misclicks happen when I play Magic Online. It's pretty terrible. I'm a much better Magic player. If we could flip both these Delvers in one shot, though, I think we really just fairly quickly take over the game. Madness in the Basking Root Wall on the end step. If these Delvers flip, we're going to smack him for at least 6, 7, 8 damage, maybe 9. We are pretty low on the clock, though, so if I steal this game, I'm going to have to try to quickly win. Alright, we'll reveal Brainstorm. I'm going to have to try to win quickly again, which could be difficult. Alright, so we have 2 flip Delvers. Player falls. Let's attack with everything. He gets a free block with Steve, so that's fine. We can't block the insectiles. Yeah, I guess this is gonna force me to pump, which is fine. Still taking 8 down to 11. And then we get to, we'll say we don't get to Brainstorm on the end of the turn, never mind. But we do hopefully get to draw into some action, perhaps with Logic. Yeah, Logic doesn't do anything right now yet. Corrupt Rats is pretty busted. Yeah, I mean, can't do anything here. That's unfortunate for us. We'll save the Mongrel and ditch the Echoing Truth. Oh, it doesn't have mana up. That sucks. It was looking okay for us for a minute. That's alright, though. We saved Wild Mongrel, and we still have a clock, so that's good. We can Brainstorm on the end step and assure that we flip the Delver. Our opponent's very good at playing his deck. I give him that much. He's playing very tight. Yep, gain about 10 life. I'm tapped out, that's just fine. Back up to 17. Alright, finally we get the Brainstorm, and we'll put back, I guess, Preordain and Careful Study. Careful Study. And jam for 5. Start it all over again. I think instead of Careful Studying into Arrogant Worm, I think we just want to hold up Logic. And we can end step Arrogant Worm if we want. But now that Logic actually cast for something, since our graveyard's nice and full. Alright, I think we go It's fine. It's fine. So we have 4, 7, 9. Close to lethal. We'll preordain first. So bottom of preordain. Top of brainstorm. And then let's get him onto the old 1-turn clock. Hopefully. If he has another Knot of the Bone, we're in trouble. Yeah, this could be just as bad. If he has a sweeper, we're in pretty big trouble. Yep, that's pretty gross. This dude's deck is super annoying. Much props, much props. I'm sure he didn't build it, but, you know. That's that. Opponent back up to 19. We can still chip in with the flyer at no real cost to us. Ideally, I just want this game lose to time, I guess, is best case scenario at this point, unfortunately. But you know what? I feel like this deck displayed some of its power. It's 5 cards in hand, so we cycle 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think we just block. That guy up to 6 power. If you can get him up to 8 power, he's in good shape. Or 9 power, he's fine. If he stops at 8. brainstorm on the end step here. I guess we'll put back Root Walla, Sandbar. Pick up a Root Walla, so we have a chump blocker. Might as well ponder. Alright, Looter, Sandbar. I think we shuffle that. I think we just want some other threat. Arrogant Worm's fine. And we're at 4 minutes left on the clock, guys. So it doesn't look like we're going to get there, but I'm going to play it out. I'm not just going to concede. Just play it out and take a loss like a grown-up. Yeah, I think we're chump blocking no matter what, because this thing can get pretty huge. And it's 6-5 now, becoming an 8-6 and a 10-7 potentially. Now a 12-8. Yeah, that's fine. We'll snap off the block, not even worry about Pauper. Alright, that's it. Sometimes you just gotta scoop them up. Congratulations to my opponent. That was a little ridiculous. I mean, my deck worked. I just don't feel like I'm matched properly against this guy's deck. Just so many flashback cards and a lot of cycling value. He's filtering through his deck very quickly, where I am drawing naturally mostly into threats and cantrips and stuff like that. So we didn't get there, but that is okay. I will be back for round 2.